Child's Play 3, the novelization of the film. Chapter 16. The sky was crisscrossed with a net of lightning flashing briefly, lighting the soaking field with an eerie yellow glow. The wind was icy, freezing Andy, who was soaked. Then he felt it. This isn't a normal storm, he thought. It was like this afternoon when the clouds gathered, and years ago in the factory when Chucky was stalking me, looking for me when I was a small boy. Andy stopped running. He put a hand out and stopped Whitehurst. Whitehurst, where do the little kids sleep? What? The little cadets, where did they sleep? Whitehurst pointed to a building lined with columns. Over there, why? There was another flash of lightning. Wish me luck. And Andy jogged away, heading toward the building. Hey, Barkley, he heard Whitehurst call. Where are you going? But Andy kept running. He reached the portico and then ran beside the columns, protected from the rain. There was a great clap of thunder. I know where Chucky is, he thought. I know where Chucky. I know what Chucky's doing. He reached a door. Andy stopped and turned around. No one saw him. He pulled on the door handle. It opened, and there was Shelton looking right at him. Shelton punched him right in the stomach, a solid blow that knocked all the wind out of Andy. Andy gasped, "You son of a bitch!" Then he straightened up, still holding his stomach. He saw Shelton grin, shaking his head as if he couldn't believe how stupid Andy was. And that's when Andy brought his fist up and caught Shelton on the chin. The bones in Andy's injured hand hurt even more, but he saw Shelton stagger back from the blow. He rubbed his chin, but before Andy could get off another shot, Shelton grabbed Andy, throwing a tight headlock on him. "You're going to regret that, Barkley." And holding Andy, Shelton marched him back to the field, away from the dorm, away from Chucky, away from Tyler. This is fun, thought Tyler, playing hide-and-seek with Chucky. I'm gonna run over here. I knew he would come back, just knew it. He said he would, and now he's here. Boy, are good guy dolls great. Tyler hurried down the corridor to the administration wing. It was dark down here, too dark. The boy stopped and listened for the sounds of Chucky's footsteps. He listened, and he heard the padding of the doll's steps on the floor. He's coming, thought Tyler. He's coming. Oh boy, I have to hide. He looked to his left, and he saw Colonel Cochran's office. He tried the doorknob. It was open, so he slid into the office. He saw the secretary's desk and the door to Cochran's own office. He heard Chucky coming down the hall. Tyler giggled. This is fun. He ran inside Cochran's office. Tyler looked around. There had to be a place to hide in here somewhere. He saw a closet. He ran into the closet and shut the door behind him. He covered his mouth. He wanted to giggle so much, and he waited in the dark. The little brat, Chucky thought. What an obnoxious brat, running around like this, and now he's disappeared into someone's office. But at least it offers the hope of trapping the little shit. He hurried as fast as he could down the hall to the office. Chucky stopped by the door and looked up at the sign. Colonel Cochran, the sign said. Ooh, the big guy's office. The head muck-a-muck. The toy soldier who held me by my hair this afternoon. I'll fix his wagon before I'm done. You betcha. Chucky stepped into the office. He kept moving slowly, the knife in front of him, past the secretary's desk, gliding to the open door of Cochran's office. Only one way in, Chucky saw. One way in means one way out. Great. I just about have the situation wrapped up already. Put all this doll garbage behind me. He stepped slowly. He saw a glass case to his right filled with toy soldiers and medals. Nothing there, thought Chucky. He looked left, no nooks and crannies to hide in. Chucky heard the wind. Now where could the little brat be? Tyler! Chucky sang the word. Oh, Tyler, come out, wherever you are. He stopped and waited. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Still nothing. He's in here, isn't he? He saw the closet. Oh, yeah. That's where he is. He walked to the closet and he said, God damn it, get out here, you little... Tyler muffled his giggle. That Charles sure does like to curse. He's getting mad because I'm winning the game. I hid real well, except it sounds like he's coming toward the closet. Tyler squirmed inside the darkness. It was uncomfortable. Maybe it was time to come out. Maybe Charles was really getting mad. Whitehurst moved close to Andy. They were just marching now, plodding through the mud, their guns still over their heads. What's with you, Barkley? Whitehurst sounded exhausted and irritated, as if he was starting to join those who blamed Andy for the midnight romp. What was that running away garbage all about, man? Andy kept watching Tyler's dorm. Forget it, Andy said. Why am I watching the building, he thought. What do I expect to see? Chucky dangling Tyler outside a window? Lightning hitting the building? I just hope the little kid is fast. And Andy made a promise. Get through the night, Tyler, and I'll be there for you. Just get through the night. Come on, Barkley, try me. Andy looked at him. Try me, he says. Andy shook his head. Try me. Okay, you asked for it. He stopped, Whitehurst grabbing his arm. The rain didn't let up, pouring over his face. All right, Whitehurst. All right, you wanted it. Here it is. The doll's alive. He wants to take over Tyler's body. Whitehurst looked at him. Then the fat kid kind of half grinned and turned away, nodding. You're right. Forget it. Andy let go of Whitehurst. The kid marched away. Well, what did I expect? You tell someone something absolutely batshit crazy, and they act as if you're batshit crazy. Makes perfect sense. Whitehurst seemed to pick up his pace a bit, as if he wanted to put distance between Andy and himself. Funny, maybe I just lost my one and only friend here. And Andy looked at the dorm, coming close now. He spoke loud enough for Whitehurst to hear. I just hope the kid can take care of himself. Tyler started to sit up, to push open the closet door when it started to creak open. Kind of spooky. Creaky like a haunted house door. Tyler sat there in the darkness. He found me. Charles found me. I guess the game is over. The door creaked all the way open. It was Charles looking inside the closet. He held something in his hand. Tyler couldn't see what it was. Chucky said something, though. He said, Gotcha. Ivers grabbed De Silva's elbow. Ivers, a girl that De Silva knew, didn't belong at Kent by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe Bloomy's, Neiman Marcus, even IKEA, but not Kent Military School. Ivers grabbed her just outside Cochran's office. Uh-oh, thought De Silva, old Karen Ivers is losing her nerve, the cowardly clothes horse. De Silva turned to Ivers, the light catching Ivers' fire engine red lipstick. The girl would wear makeup to her own funeral. I can't believe that I let you talk me into this, De Silva. De Silva shook her arm free. Hey, quit your whining and be quiet. De Silva looked at Cochran's office. The door was open. Now that was odd. It should be shut, even locked. She had brought a pick to open it. But the door was open. Pretty strange. She turned to Ivers. Stay here and keep your eyes open. That's all you gotta do, okay? Ivers nodded and rolled her eyes. Oh, I just live for moments like this. De Silva laughed. Ivers' sarcasm was a great antidote to the stiff upper lip of the Kent colonel. De Silva stepped into the room, aiming the flashlight in front of her. The outer office was empty. De Silva looked back at Ivers, who was putting on a fresh coat of lip gloss. Never can tell who might come by. Girl could get lucky, I guess. De Silva turned back to Cochran's office. She moved into the office slowly. She saw the glass case, Cochrane's trophy vault, his desk, a closet. She saw the file cabinet. The office was nice and quiet, and Ivers is watching my back, she thought. Everything's Then, she thought she heard something, a movement, something. She froze. Then the wind rattled the glass panes, and De Silva nodded. That's what it was, the storm, the wind. She moved to the file cabinet. She saw the top drawer marked with the letters A through G. She licked her lips and grabbed the handle of the cabinet. She pressed the button, hoping that the drawer wasn't locked. She heard a click and the drawer slid open. She brought the flashlight up and aimed it at the files, flipping through them with her other hand. De Silva found it quickly. Andy Barclay. A sizable folder, a lot larger than that of any of the other cadets. Good, she thought. I can find out what the story is with this new pleb, Barclay. There's something intriguing about him more than his dark eyes. She pulled the folder out, and she heard Ivers hissing at her from outside. I don't know what you see in that guy anyway. De Silva opened the folder. She saw his birth date, photos of a little kid, a cute kid, a newspaper clipping, yellow, about... He's different, De Silva said. Different from everyone else here. The clipping was about an accident in an apartment building. She flipped up the clipping. And he's pretty cute, too. He's been in foster homes. It says here... Oh, no wonder he's so quiet. I wonder... De Silva heard giggling. Ivers, was that you? What? Did you just laugh? No, not me. De Silva heard the giggling again. She grabbed the flashlight and turned. Yeah? Ivers said. I heard that. What was that? De Silva aimed the light at the closet. This was a new game, Tyler thought. He recognized De Silva's voice. He was going to call out to her. That would have been fun. But then Charles covered his mouth. A new game, Tyler figured. Guess we're going to surprise De Silva. But then it was quiet. Charles kept his mouth covered. Tyler saw the glow from De Silva's flashlight. Though Tyler's mouth was covered, he still laughed. This was so funny. Chapter 17. De Silva turned to Ivers and put a finger on her lips. She gestured at the closet. Someone was in there, and this was going to be fun. De Silva reached out and grabbed the handle of the closet. She whipped it open, spraying the inside with the glow from her flashlight. Aha! She said. And there was Tyler, curled up inside the closet, giggling. He was holding a doll, a big mop of orange hair on its head. Tyler? She said. Tyler climbed out, pulling the doll behind him. So you took the doll. Shelton will have you court-martialed if he finds out. Ivers came alongside of De Silva, looking at Tyler. What were you doing here, dweeb? Ivers said. We were playing hide-and-seek. Tyler looked at the doll like it's a friend, thought De Silva. Pretty pathetic when a kid has to pretend that a doll is his friend. I was hiding and he found me. Ivers rolled her eyes at De Silva. What were you guys doing? Tyler asked. Ivers looked at the file in De Silva's hand. We couldn't sleep. I was just taking a little walk. Tyler nodded, and then Ivers walked up to him and took the doll. Oh, he's so cute. I've seen these guys on TV. De Silva held the file lightly. There was more in there she wanted to see, more secrets about Andy Barclay. But now she looked at Tyler. He should get back to his room. They could all be in big trouble if they got caught out here. She patted Tyler's head. It felt smooth, reminding her of a bowling ball. What's his name? De Silva said. Tyler grinned. Ask him yourself. Oh, yeah? De Silva said. She put the file down and went right up to the doll. What's your name, doll? For a second, nothing happened. Then the doll's eyes blinked and Ivers squealed. It was eerie in this dark office. The head moved, turning left and right, as if searching for someone to talk to.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho! Ha ha ha!
The voice, thought De Silva, is absolutely bizarre. Too weird, Ivers said. I love it, De Silva said, taking the doll from Ivers. Tyler came close, pulling on the doll's leg, but De Silva held on, fascinated by the way the doll could just come to life like that. Must have a pretty amazing computer chip inside it. His real name is Charles Lee Ray, Tyler said. De Silva nodded and took the doll over to a desk chair. He's cute, but I think I can do a nice makeover for him, okay? What? What are you going to do? Tyler said. Give me your lipstick, De Silva asked Ivers. What are you? De Silva didn't know why she wanted to do this. Maybe the doll is too weird. Maybe it's too clever. She felt Tyler watching her, concerned. A thought crossed her mind. I'm scaring the kid. But right then, it didn't matter. Ivers handed over the lipstick. She took the doll's face in her hand. She screwed out the point of the lipstick. This is gonna look great, she said. De Silva started outlining the doll's lips in red, and then she made a perfect bow shape with the red lipstick, until the doll looked as if it was ready to be kissed. There, De Silva said, handing the lipstick back to Ivers. He looks stupid, Tyler said. You made him look stupid. I thought you were nice. De Silva stood up and gave Tyler a hug. She was laughing. For some reason, she liked seeing the doll like this, with his beet red lips. No, he doesn't, Ty. Your doll looks sweet. But she laughed even as she said the words to Tyler. De Silva stood back and Ivers collapsed into her laughing. Makes me want to give him a big kiss, Ivers said. He's just so... She stopped and spun around, looking to the outer office. Uh-oh, someone's coming. I'm splitting. Bye. De Silva grabbed the Andy Barkley file and then grabbed Tyler's hand, hurrying him out of the office. Wait, you forgot. We're dead meat if we get caught in here, Tyler. Come on. She pushed him out into the hall and shut the door. She heard someone coming up the steps down the hall whistling. Quickly, this way, she said, pulling Tyler along. But Chucky, he said, we left. But De Silva just dragged him along. Chucky looked around the office. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I had the kid. He was right here. I had the knife. It was nice and private and we were all set. Then those two fascist bimbos from hell opened the door and I have to go back to being a goddamn toy. There's no justice. But then to put lipstick on me, just who do they think they're messing with? Do they know what Charles Lee Ray is capable of? Are they familiar with my repertoire? Come to think of it, they're probably not. My glamour days were over 8 years ago. Charles Lee Ray is just another dead serial killer. I've got no reputation. Yet. He stood up in the chair. He rubbed at his lips, grinding the sleeve of his good guy t-shirt on his lips, wiping away the red goo. And when he was done, he opened his mouth and said, "This means war." De Silva looked over her shoulder, hearing someone whistling a goofy tune that seemed to come from another world. She saw Cochran, dressed in sweats. She looked forward just as she reached the corner leading to the dorm wing. Tyler still tugged against her. "Come on," De Silva hissed. But... And De Silva yanked him around the corner, toward the dorm. Cochran was whistling his favorite tune from the movie The Bridge Over the River Kwai. Hell of a film, a real military film, no pussyfooting there. It was all about honor and duty and the responsibility of command. The hot shower washed off the smell of rain and mud from outside. But still Cochran couldn't sleep. It's been a crazy day, he thought. Crazy, that poor stupid garbage man. Imagine falling into your own truck. It was horrible. A shame the cadets had to see it. Supposedly they heard the poor bugger's screams. And then the doll stealing incident and Major Shelton's zeal. Yeah, that's what it is, zeal. A very useful quality. You can never have too much zeal. When you're overwhelmed and outgunned, good old-fashioned American zeal can get you to hell and back. Cochran reached his office and the door was open. He scratched his head. Did I leave it unlocked? He wondered. It wouldn't be the first time. Cochran turned the doorknob and walked into the outer office. He went to his secretary's desk. She had been working on the annual fundraising report just today, and Cochran wanted to look at the figures. Maybe play with them a little bit. We could use some breathing room here at the school. Times were tough and the budget had no give. No give, Cochran said aloud, rummaging through his secretary's desk. Now where the hell is... He stopped. He heard a sound from inside his office. Mice, he wondered? We've had that problem before. Cochran stood up by his desk. Hello? He said. He listened again. No one answered. And there were no sounds. Probably nothing, he thought. The building settling, the wind, the rain, the storm. He walked toward the inner office. He looked inside, seeing his display cabinet, his treasures, all in order. He looked at his desk and saw a canister of pencils lying on its side, and the canister was rolling, as if it had just been knocked over. One pencil rolled to the edge of the desk, and then over the side to the floor. Okay, he thought. The air felt cold. Cochran, never one to shrink from battle, did have this thought. Maybe I should just back up out of here and close the door. He watched the canister rocking back and forth slowly until it came to a stop. The wind whistled. A spook house shriek. Cochran smiled at his own sudden fear. The wind from the storm blew it over. This damn old building filled with cracks. The wind just cut right through it. There's another item for the budget, storm windows. He walked to his desk to the pencil can. The colonel reached out and righted the can. He gathered the pencils and let them tumble noisily back into the canister. But one rolled off. Cochran walked around the desk to where the pencil had rolled off. The wind shrieked at him. He looked down, and there was the doll. Cochran yelped, entirely out of character, but damn, the doll scared him sitting there, propped up against the desk. Cochran furrowed his brow. How could the doll end up here? Is this Shelton's doll, the one he said was stolen? Or is this the doll I put in the garbage? Or are they even one and the same doll? It's getting confusing. And whichever is the case, how in God's name did it end up here? And then he had this belated thought, a disturbing, confusing thought. Was it really the wind that knocked over the can of pencils? Cochran bent down and picked up the doll. He looked at it. Homely-looking thing, he thought. All those freckles, a pug nose, and that hair. Like some kind of fright wig. Cochran shook his head. Certainly wouldn't want a student to look like this. He laughed and said, "No way." The doll had something on its lips, something red. God, it looks like someone had put lipstick on the doll. And that brought other fears to mind for Cochran. Sometimes boys and girls get into peculiar things when they're away from home. You had to keep a close watch on them. They could act strange. Lipstick on a doll strange. Cochran gave the doll a squeeze, and suddenly the bright blue eyes blinked. The head swung around, and it spoke.
Hi, I like to be hugged.
Cochran nearly dropped the doll, but then it came to rest again. It must have done that because I squeezed it, he guessed. He laughed, a little laugh, swallowed by the gloom of the dark office. Well, if this is Shelton's for his sister, I'd best get it back to him. Have him call off his torturing of Bravo Company. Cochran turned and started for the door out of the office. He slammed shut the drawer to his secretary's desk. I'll get the report tomorrow, Cochran thought. He moved out into the hall, closing the office door behind him, and started to whistle again, dragging the doll behind him. The doll was heavy. It would be quite a load for a little kid. He dragged the doll, and then he felt movement. The doll's arm kind of flexed. He definitely felt movement there. And then the arm twisted, while the doll's other hand pushed against Cochran's grasp. It pushed hard, and finally the doll's hand popped free. What? Cochran said, thinking, this is one amazing doll. This is some doll. It can really move as if it's alive. The doll sprung free and landed on the floor. Its tiny sneakers made a slapping noise on the stone floor. Cochran turned to the doll. God, he thought, what's it gonna do now, run away? But when he turned, he saw that the doll stood there looking at him, really looking. And then he saw the knife. What? Cochran started to say. The doll brought the knife up. Cochran stepped backward. No, he thought, this isn't real. The doll took a step. The doll smiled, and its tongue lolled out. A doll with a tongue? Cochran tried to breathe. All of a sudden, the air felt hot and dense. He gasped at the air. Another step backward, another gasp. The doll tilted its head, confused. Cochran shook his head back at it. He gulped the air, trying to breathe. He heard a thumping inside his head. My medicine, he thought. My heart pills. I need my pills, but they're... The doll slashed at the air, and it grinned at him. The thumping grew in his brain. Cochran felt his hands and arms go numb. His legs felt like sticks. There were red and yellow and blue flashes in front of his eyes. Fireworks inside his skull. The same color as the clothes on this doll. Sir, yes, sir. The doll spoke! Cochran felt the pain bloom in his chest, like a stain spreading from the left side throughout his torso. He brought his hand up as if it could stop the pain, stop the heart attack, but that only signaled the end. There was one last burst of color, a loud roar, the final crash inside his skull. His legs gave way as Cochran choked, trying to suck in more air, and he fell to the ground before the doll. Okay, slashaholics, this has been chapter 16 and 17 of my book Child's Play 3 by Matthew Costello. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed these chapters tonight. Not a super long upload, but we had a couple pretty good chapters here. I can't wait for the next part. I hope that this isn't... Okay, possible spoilers if you've never seen the movie. Dropping that right there. I didn't know I was capable of spoiling a 30-year-old movie, but someone brought it to my attention that some people listening might not have seen the movie. And that's fair, you know. Could be somebody, this might be their first introduction to Child's Play 3, so if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, then you might want to stop listening right now, because I'm going to be making some spoilers here. But if you're still here, that means you don't mind getting spoiled. Okay. So I'm really hoping this isn't the end of the Cochran scene, because I'm not going to read ahead. I want to read this book for the first time as I narrate it, like I do most of these books. I was just hoping that, you know, Chucky would say his "you gotta be fucking kidding me" thing. When the guy just... I mean, he already said, "Sir, yes, sir." That was pretty fun. Really enjoyed the chapters, although tonight there really wasn't a whole lot of extra stuff. A couple things happened a little bit differently, like Cochran taking Chucky out of the office and walking down the hall when this started happening. But there really wasn't a whole lot of differences between the movie and the book as far as tonight's chapters go. But I am really enjoying this book. I like how Matthew Costello, in the last upload, brought back callbacks to Child's Play 2, the novelization. He's done that a couple times now. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the book. And I hope that we get that little scene with, Chucky looking at Cochran's dead body, thinking, are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, I'll be back very soon with more of Child's Play 3. Let me know what you think of the book so far in the comment section below, what you thought of tonight's chapters. And yeah, until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood 80s slasher librarian saying, okay, boils and ghouls, thanks for listening. Pleasant dreams! And we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.